I thought I was live. Oh man, I thought I was live. And I'm just like playing all the intro and everything. Hold on a second. Oh Lord. Okay, let me see. There's this and that. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome one and all. I feel like I just said that, probably because I just did. Uh Yep, I'm just talking. Oh well, I haven't done that one in a while. You got to admit, it's been a long time since I did that one. Let's see. Sharon Augustine, thank you so much for being here. Hello, Lydia Washington, Joyce Anderson, Fancy, and Fu, Rodney Jackson, Essie Minash. I'm sorry, Mensa. Okay, thank you. Lorna Williams and Sonia Johnson, and a host of friends and others. How about that? Okay, let me just scroll all the way down to the last. Okay. Hello, B10 Pal. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get in here. Um, there we go. Another Royal Sussex Sunday, or another thumbnail that I am repurposing. So, Malcolm Nash, he is an ex special forces guy. And as he has always in the past and always will, in all likelihood, send a shout out to Prince Harry. He says Prince Harry is a real man, accomplished, selfless, heartfelt, brave, yet sacrifices the world to protect his family. Yes, he escaped injury, and that's all right. Now, I'm sure I speak for all veterans when I say most sincerely, he's never going to. So stop, just stop. So, of course, this was in response to um, Amanda Playtell. When will self pity Harry stop whining about himself? Um, Two brief tours of Afghanistan made him cry for his mom, never wounded, unlike the brave vets in the Invictus Games who suffered terrible life changing injuries. Yet he attacks the media for ignoring the wounded totally, and whatever. And this is the thing. This is what so many people have been saying. Um, that it seems as though some of the, I guess, journalists, some of the women, and ironically, some of the men, like Maureen, they act like a jilted lover. They act as though Harry has promised something to them and then reneged or something like that, or is he as if he has promised that he was going to run away with them or something. And that's what it seems like, as crazy as it sounds. And so, Malcolm is just saying what a lot of people are thinking. He doesn't want you. He's never wanted you. If he wanted you, you would know it. But they act as though Harry owes them something, or as though Harry has promised them something, or I don't know. It's also bizarre. You have to admit, it is very, very strange. It has no rhyme, no reason. It is not based in reality. It seems to be completely delusional. And yet, it seems as some of the men as well as women, they're right. They act as though Harry was interested in them or that Harry promised them something. So I have to say that I totally support Malcolm's way of putting things because it needed to be said. Someone needed to say it. And I hope and pray that they finally get the message. He does not want you. He's not interested in you. And if he was, you would have found out by now. Um, so enough is enough. Leave Harry alone. But I didn't know Malcolm talks like that, but I totally endorse what he said. Totally. I'm picking up what he's putting down. So let me make myself more comfortable. Give me just a second, you guys. Uh, Need to charge my phone. There we go. That is better. Huh. Okay. Oh, yes. That is better. That is the ticket. So, okay. Ulibi says, Baron, they are frustrated. They created that fantasy in their twisted heads, building castles in Spain. Thank you, Ulibi. Let's see. Miranda Rios says, Harry wouldn't friend them even if he was blindfolded. I don't know. I could think of a couple of those divas. You wouldn't need well actually what was that one I heard someone say, two paper bags, one for you and one for me in case yours come off. Where did I hear that? Where did I hear that? The only way I would do that is if it was with a paper, if you had a paper bag, make it two, one for you and one for me in case yours comes. I heard that somewhere, and I don't recall where I heard that, but gosh, that was funny. Oh, you follow Malcolm? Yeah, he is fantastic. Yeah, Malcolm Nance, he's like some kind of ex special forces or something like that. You can see he's all in uniform there. Let me see. Uh, what's that? Mary G says the royal family has ran into a dilemma that they never, a couple that is making money on steroids. And yes, Malcolm always puts out truth. No chaser. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Lorna Murray. Gwendolyn Daniels wants to say hi to a few people. There you go. Uh, that's funny, though. I didn't know Malcolm talks like that. Let me see. Oh, okay. Said that today. Okay. I missed that. I missed it then. Okay. All right. I was just scrolling back a little bit here. Let me go the other way. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Sunday. Well, Monday for you. Happy Monday to you. Let's see. Okay. Alicia says once Harry went black, they are delusional to think he was coming back. He got a taste of rich, expensive goodies. Okay. Um, Let me see. Okay, I think I'm gonna move on then. All right, next one. So take a look here. There's our girl, Melissa Murray, Professor Murray. She was at the concert the other night, or was it last night? Yeah, the second. Yeah, she was there last night. This was so epic. Thank you, Bay. Renaissance World Tour. Yeah, so she was there. Now, uh, no word as to whether or not she ran into the Duchess of Sussex and, of course, the Duke of Sussex. and Mama Doria. Um, did you guys know that Doria has an IMDb, or is that right? IMDb? Yeah, Doria has an IMDb for her documentary appearances. I was curious about that, but yeah, she does. Okay. All right. And then here. So Meghan's Renaissance look, Duchess of Sussex pays homage to Beyonce stage outfit. Well, you guys, this was all the fail had to say about it. Um Everyone in the spaces, well, not everyone, but some people in the spaces were speculating as to what would be said about the big mistake they made when they classified Harry as bored and uninterested. Well, so far, I haven't seen any of the tabloids that said otherwise. Not a one, not now one. They have totally ignored the expression of dance from both Meghan and Doria and Harry's effort. No mention of it. No mention of it whatsoever. They just decided to give you an itemized accounting of Meghan's outfit. Let me see. Leg says they really wanted to beat them into submission. However, they never expected Tyler Perry, Meghan's money and connections, and the Sussex Squad. Thank you so much for that, Legs. And that is so true. They were hoping that the Sussexes were going to come back on bended knee. Please take us back. I guess when I I think that maybe they had this assumption that Harry was so under their spell, under control, that he was so brainwashed and manipulated that when he said he didn't really want that life, they didn't believe him, or they weren't listening, or they thought they knew better. Now, they managed to pull Edward back into it. Edward had expressed, some independence, and they managed to pull him back. And of course, let me see, who else did they do that to? Margaret, Princess Margaret, when she wanted to run off with that Townsend guy, they threatened to take away everything. Well, what would be considered her world, including the money, I suppose. And she decided that she didn't love him that much. And even the Duke of Windsor, Edward the Eighth, was he? He never drifted so far. Of course, I don't know that he ever tried because, well, he had a lot of money, and he received payments from the royal family. He actually sold property back to the crown estate. No, not the crown estate, to the personal um, ownership of his brother when his brother became king, because Sandringham and the what is it, Balmoral, that was his personal property. He did not have to give it back, but in exchange for, oh, he lawyered up. I mean, he made out like a bandit. He he had enough money to keep buying Wallace Simpson all of that jewelry and such. They had him on a first name basis at Cartier. If there was speed dial, he would have been on speed dial. So he got plenty money, but nothing like that had ever happened before. And I think for him, his psychology was, I'm a very likable person. After all, I was a king, and I think he always thought that he could be of some use to the crown and never envisioned himself doing anything else. But as for some other members of the family, of course they have. Senior royals, of course. Let's see here. Heard the fail was begging people to buy their videos and pics, and the fail was told to go kick rocks. Yes, that is so true. As a matter of fact, I had a screenshot of that, and I still have it. Let me see if I can. Let me get rid of that one. Let me see if I have that screenshot, because I definitely had that one, and I think I forgot to put it up. I'm on my little computer. Oh my God, this thing is so much faster than the other one. You have no idea. Um, the big computer is nice because it's got that gigantic screen, but I must admit it is slow, slow, slow. But this thing processes so fast, you could barely blink your eye and it's done. So that's what I love about this one. Uh oh, am I going the wrong direction? Yes, I am. Okay, let me get out of that and try it again. Uh, oh well, maybe it wasn't that important. Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. I love this. Okay, let me see. And they try to be so friendly about it. That's what's so funny is that they try to be so friendly and engaging. You'll see. You'll see. Thanks, Cass Sterling. I almost forgot about that. Okay, let me take that away so you can see it easier. So I can see it easier. Um, and so there it says, um, "Hi, Daily Mail here. Would it be possible to use this video screen grab in our Mail Online video player and website? We'll fully credit you. Please find our terms here." And then let me see. Magically, please, for the love of God, say no. This gutter trash mail is the biggest Harry and Meghan abuser. Please don't grant permission. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? And you know what? Our friend Matt, who posted those videos yesterday, he posted a couple of more of them overnight, I believe. And I put them together. I'll show them to you soon. Okay, let me take that away. But yeah, for the love of God, please don't do it. Let me see here. Okay, thank you again, Legs. And Sonia Johnson says, I think these British media are crazy. Women have lost their minds. Talk about delusional. Harry does not want you or your daughters. Stop fantasizing about him, but he's not into you. You are embarrassing. Wow, Sonia Johnson, you didn't have to think about that one for long, did you? Miranda Rios, thank you for being a member for 20 months. Thank you very much. 20 months membership. Okay. Oh, Legs wants to say hi to a few people. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. I heart Sussex World. Go Sussex Squad. Just watching Meghan and Harry. Last night shows me what the squad is fighting for is working. Keep doing your thing, Baron. Oh, always. Thank you very much for saying that. Uh, hey, Judy. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Susie Q. Reba Henderson says UK tabloids act like they bought Meghan's clothes, itemizing everything she wears. Get a life, people. You bought nothing, trolls. Yeah, I was wondering, since they wanted that video, and you know what I was thinking too, is that what if they were trying to do one of those things where they get the rights to something and then make it disappear? You know what I mean? So nobody else can use it. I don't know if that would have been possible, but I don't see where they've actually used that video because some people were speculating that they would just do it anyway, but I didn't see any sign of it. That's why I looked because I wanted to see if they were going to use it, but I couldn't see anything. Let me see. Yalivi says, I saw an article written after the first picture claiming they lived separately and Harry was desperate. Well, no more comments were allowed. Yeah. Well, um, that unfortunately they said, and I didn't see this myself, but they said that some of the squatties actually um, were, I guess, kind of trash talking the um, the photos. I almost in like a critical vein because Harry wasn't smiling, and I could have. I understand why that was somewhat upsetting when it first came out, but all I could think of was good. They've gone out. They've gone to a concert. Thank goodness for that. They're having a good time. It didn't make sense to me that they only had four photos. If someone took a photo of them once, they would have taken several. It's what I was thinking. So I just could not believe that that was all to it. Um, and of course, it's always awkward when you go to a concert and everybody knows the songs and you don't. I was kind of figuring that was one of those moments. Okay, he doesn't know this song. But Meghan, of course, and I guess the other ladies, they all knew the song. So they're all like, vibing with it. So I didn't think that it made sense, those handful of photos. However, I get why it bothered some people. But then once all the other stuff came out, then, that was all but forgotten about. Let's see. LH, thank you so much for the Cash App. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, very good. Thank you very much for that. And thank you, Yulibi. So I'll get to that in a moment. Let me take a look at a couple more of your comments. Yeah, they pulled the rest of those royals back with the idea of being poor. And yeah, poor and losing their status, losing that HRH, that is a big deal to some people. They just cannot bear not having that HRH. Don't forget the OG Prince William who died. Oh yes, the one that flew the plane that fell in love with the woman he met in Japan. Was it right? She was like some socialite or whatever in Japan, and he was not interested in that life. Am I wrong? But did he fly like a something like a Cessna, like a little prop plane? Did he fly all the way to Japan like that? I saw that documentary about him, um, but I can't remember. I think it was he had flown like a very long ways, and people thought he was crazy for doing that. But he was, he had a very courageous spirit, um, and one of the few that come out of that family that wasn't totally subjected to those Windsor genes, like Harry. Harry, Harry almost looks too good to have any Windsor genes. Okay. Um, Thank you so much for that, Legs. And let me see. Uh-oh. So I have a problem. I'm sorry. So I have no problem with wigs. I myself have worn them a time or two, but I'm concerned for Nana because it looks like that wig has was becoming, what is that? Wait a minute. What is that word? Hostile about to wrap. Oh, hostile about to wrap around her eyes and attack her face. Well, sometimes when you pick up stuff on the side of the road that you think is expired, and you just decide, well, it looks cute, I'll put it on my head and wear it anyway. You never know when it might be resuscitated. You shouldn't pick up furry things on the side of the road and put it on one's head. That shouldn't be, that's just not right. Oh, Sean, long time no here. There was an article about Rupert Murdoch. Tabloids in the past few months have been losing money. I think people are waking up. Andrew, you're a sick old man. And you're right. They have been losing money. And I think the types of advertisements too are different. Um, uh, I think that's what a lot of these right wing organizations, the types of ads that they have are so much cheesier than before when they were able to try to pass themselves as mainstream news. And let me see, who was that puts a caution? Was it Google that puts a caution about like some of the tabloids being oh gosh, I can't remember what they called it. Almost no, well, okay, the term was not propaganda, but was it Google search? I can't recall. But it listed one of those right wing news organizations, or a couple of them, as being not exactly news. Daily Fail, I think for sure. Daily Fail. I'm pretty sure that was the Daily Fail. But thank you so much for that, Sean, and I hope you are well. Thank you for joining us tonight. Um, oh, Beverly wants to say hi to a couple of people. And Monte Cristo says Malcolm Nass is the real deal, a former U.S. Navy chief petty officer specializing in naval cryptology. He speaks Arabic, wrote a terrorist recognition handbook, wrote The Plot to Hack America, BFD. Okay, thank you, Monte Cristo. I did not know that. Uh, oh, I'm sorry, Mary G. I hope you can get your sound back up. I I don't know. I think everything's okay on my part. Judy says, Baron, thank you for all you do. You make us happy. Oh, okay. Thank you, Judy, and thank you again for being here. My pleasure, I could assure you. Connie Balmer! Hey, Connie Balmer, thank you for joining us. So let me see if it's this time here. I'm trying to guess. Is it like 5:30 in the morning where you are? Okay, let me see here. No, Naomi Maria says, "Strange, all the hate channels are back on my feed after I deleted a lot. Why does this happen before Harry and Meghan have to do an engagement and the Invictus Games?" Oh, well, Naomi, uh, my suggestion is okay. So the little three dots on the right side, click that and then hit not interested, right? And if you happen to mistakenly click onto one of those channels, you have to go to your history and remove them. Now, I hate to clear my whole history because certain things that I mean to get back to, I'm hoping it'll come back up again. But go to the history, and whereas you can just make sure you erase those individual videos out of your history. And over time, that, I mean, and I do mean a short time, but yeah, uh, you can clear the entire history and that may help. But then again, if you clear the entire history, then it may have to learn your habits again. So, but that's my suggestion, is to remove those from your history as soon as possible. And I think that should help because I don't get most of those popping up in my feed. But yeah, so try that. And I hope that works. Let's see. Cass Sterling says, what Harry and Meghan enjoy in life tells me is that they've filtered out the noise and are all about their business. Yes, thank you for the super sticker. They are all about their business. They are taking care of business. And that is true. You have to filter out that noise. Hey, VS Speaks Royally. Okay, so there was an article. Um, oh gosh, was it the Telegraph of all things? So we won't go into the entire article, but okay, so Ed Owens. 1 year after the Queen's death, the royals are in a rut. Public support can't be taken for granted, writes the royal historian Ed Owens. I don't know who that is. The king urgently needs to modernize the firm. This is how he should do it. Now, I didn't go through the entire column because I got kind of stuck right at the beginning, because in the beginning he did the usual compare Harry to Andrew. And Harry and Andrew, the only thing that they have in common is that they have both been exposed to war, and that's where it ends. Andrew was a spare only because the laws of secession at the time um, means that it would skip Anne and go to the next male heir, which was Andrew. Other than that, Anne was the father's favorite child. Everybody knows that. Anne was the son that Philip always wanted. Everybody knows that. Um, Anne is probably more qualified out of the siblings to actually sit on the throne. I don't think most people would argue about that. It doesn't matter whether or not you like her in particular, but she is the only one that seems to have the temperament out of the four siblings that could actually be effective. Like Anne does not. I don't even think Anne shakes hands with people when she does the walkabouts. She carries herself a lot like her mother. I think she would give people what they had with the Queen, and that is get on with it, right? Instead of all the vindictive stuff, it would be just get on with it. Um, I don't know that Anne has ever had a relationship with the media. I don't know of it. Maybe she has. But again, not to stray too far, this article lost me when it cited Andrew and Harry as the biggest problems. As much as I can go on about Andrew and the sick old man that he is, that's not the worst of it. The worst of it are these four people right here. They're either on the throne or they're going to inherit the throne, and they are all so pitiful in their own individual ways. You have that very flat, almost non existent personality for Kate. You have William, who is not interested. He only goes through the motions. And even that is a chore for him. Most times he doesn't seem like he wants to be there. Charles is indecisive, vindictive, cruel, mean spirited, manipulative, and of course, easily manipulated, which leaves us to Camilla, who is virtually useless to the institution. She doesn't like to work, she doesn't like to travel. She does she's the only person that I will say honestly is lazier than Kate. She is the only one that I could think of that's actually lazier than Will and Kate. So, like I said, that article lost me as soon as it cleared the hurdle of Andrew and jumped right on to Harry. Harry left the institution. So it is a fact. It is not just an opinion, it's a fact. You cannot count on him. No half in, no half out. Strip him of everything that we possibly can. So you know you cannot count on him. So what's next? What's next is concentrate on those four people right there. And then after that, you have the Cambridge kids, whatever that yields. And that's it. That's it. But looking outside of those four people is a fool's errand. It's a waste of time. None of the other stuff even matters. You don't have to look at the Sussexes. You did not want them. You drove them out the country, and they're not available for you to step on. So I don't get why they won't let go. It's like Malcolm Nash says, they're just not that into you. And yet they just keep, I guess they don't have anything else. That actually frustrates me that they just don't let that go. They're looking outside and away from the institution when the problem are the people in the institution. The active senior royals, they are the problem, except for Anne. Again, except for Anne. Anne gets on with it. Anne does what she's supposed to do. So, what is the point of it? Why keep dragging them? Because they're not fooling anybody. They're not fooling anybody. Even the people who has some tacit approval for the rest of the royals, they are not so interested in them that they would go out of their way to see them. Even the queen wasn't drawing big crowds anymore. There weren't people that would go out of their way to go see the queen. If they were in the neighborhood and she was in the neighborhood, fine. And it's just like that with the rest of them, but even less so. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you again for being with us this morning. Well, yeah, I don't see a point to it. I mean, it's like writing for the exercise of writing, expressing a thought with an audience of what, two, one, four? What difference does it make? They're not coming back. Message from Nana's wig. I do not support anything she's saying. I will not let. I'd rather be at a Beyonce show, but we can get, but we can't get in. Thank you so much for that, YM Joy. I wonder if her wig has an agent. You think so? I wonder if her wig has an agent. I wonder if that wig ever just like sits in the corner and smokes a cigarette and say, "Get my agent on the phone. I'll wait in the limousine." If you look at the graph right there, the War of Ages, support for the monarchy has become increasingly polarized. So let me see, the 60 plus, 80% support, if I'm reading this right. And the 40 to 59-year olds, 70%. Wait, no. Oh, no, it's not 80. Is it? Wait, how do you read that? Okay, so it looks like what, 72% of support? Okay, 72% support for 60 plus. maybe 71% for 40. You know what? I should have stayed with that article. All right. So it looks like 65%. No, that can't be right. Ages 25 to 39. That is incredibly high. Anyway, I don't get how they did that. But what it's showing you, though, is that the 18 to 24, that is one thing you cannot make a mistake about. Support for the monarchy is, I believe, about 35%. That is the number that I keep hearing. So it's 35% and a little over by 55% for 25 to 30. I don't believe that one. I can accept those top two, but 25 to 39-year olds, I do not believe they have over 50% support. I don't believe it. Okay, so it's the right side, the dot to the far right. That is the actual percentages. And the 25 to 39, 18 to 24 has been in a sharp decline compared to the 40 plus and the 60 plus. Okay, the 60 plus has risen, and the 70, I'm sorry, the 40 to 59%, it seems like it's just a straight nothing has changed. All right. So, yeah, but one thing we all have heard is that their support amongst the young is in a free dive. Let's see. Do not support anything she said. Sean says, uh oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, let me see if I can hail Her Majesty. Let me see. Uh-oh. Okay, 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 okay. There we go. As often has happened here on Royal Sussex, there's one moderator who has the ability to communicate with the Queen and the great beyond. And that has been Sean. Sean, this is an amazing gift. Let me see. Now, what did Her Majesty say? I, Queen Elizabeth II, ruler of the United Kingdom, and all the royal furniture in his wait, and all the royal furniture on its way to the auction. Nothing, nothing else needs to be said. Furniture being liquidated speaks for itself. Queen out. Well, Sean, please tell Her Majesty they have not gotten that to that point yet. They haven't even lost any of the estates yet, but soon, soon, I hope. Oh man, we haven't heard from Her Majesty in a while, but thank you so much for that. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me get back over here. Oh, I'm so far behind with the chat. Okay. Oh, Leg says, is that Pan? Let me see, is that Pan? Pan I am lady talking about the early years? Pan I Let me see. Is that Pan? Oh, Pan Am, the air hostess. The air hostess. And she does look like a flight attendant in that outfit, right? Yeah, she does look like a flight attendant. That, as a matter of fact, I didn't think about that, but that is like a flight attendant's outfit, especially the hat. Especially the hat and the colors. Good eye, Legs. Good eye. Pan Am all day long. That is Pan Am. Iris Demonia, Nana's wig is dingy and dusty. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you, Iris, for the 15 months membership. 15 months. Who knew? Okay, now, um, carrying on with that theme of They won't let go of it. So, royal biographer claims Harry and Meghan won't ever return to Britain. Right. That's it. They won't ever return to Britain. And of all people, the person who seems like this one right here, this Trevor Phillips, I cannot stand him. Now, Trevor Phillips has been carrying the water for the institution for quite some time. I just don't understand black people like that. I do not get black people like that. I do not. I never understood such. Um, Andrew Morton, who wrote the book um, with those tapes that he got from Diana years ago, before she did the panorama interview. Well, of course, it would have had to have been years ago, but it was before the panorama interview. Andrew Morton, I believe he has made so much money. He has a place in California now. I think he mostly lives in California, right? He's done extremely well. And I almost thought he had some credibility until he wrote the book saying that Meghan wants to be Diana 2.0. That was very lazy on his part. I could imagine that it was too tempting to not do that, but he went there and it was very lazy. It's as if Meghan's not her own person. It's an insult to Meghan's intelligence to say that she's trying to be Diana 2.0. Um, Aside from having a very generous spirit, I don't see that there's a lot of similarities in them personality wise. And I would think that if you want to make the case that she's trying to be Diana 2.0, she would dress like Diana, she would do this like Diana, do that like Diana. That's not the case. Meghan's her own person. So that's insulting to me. I like Andrew Morton, but I think at that point he really showed a lack of insight. And if I might even add, that's just lazy. That's lazy. It's like too obvious. It is far too obvious, and it didn't make sense to me. Um, yeah, no, I wouldn't even accuse Kate of something like that. Kate cosplays, but she I don't even think she could even try to pull that off. So I wouldn't even accuse Kate of that. Diana was special for a lot of reasons, and I don't think anybody with good sense would try to fill those shoes. Let me see here. Looks like he is about to try to pimp out the remaining unheard tapes. Andrew Morton gets the side eye. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that he just doesn't. His best work was when he wrote the book about Diana. Since then, he has proven himself to be a one note Johnny, and that's it. He doesn't have anything else to offer. Now he's just another typical author that writes about the royal family. So, with this Trevor person, now let's take a little walk back down memory lane here. So Trevor Phillips says Meghan Markle had to learn to be black when she joined the royal family, but made a bit of a mess of it after she grew up in. I'm going to say after she grew up in a wealthy LA district with race never part of her background. Says someone who is obviously not an African American. If it's one thing that is a constant in these United States is the original sin as this country became a union, and that is racism. That is the original sin of the United States. Now, as a colony, the United States' original sin was the genocide committed against the Native Americans, which continued after the British were kicked out. But as a society from Europe, that was the original sin, was the destruction of the Native American population. But as a country, uh, slavery, racism, all of that under the same umbrella, that is the original sin. So there's no way that you could have African blood and not understand that as an American. So um, for that, that just goes to show how disingenuous he is, or just ignorant. Um, I would say that Megan's upbringing was very California, and I've said this in the past. I'll say it again. I had never, when I went to California and I was a kid, I had never seen so many couples, or I guess you call it a mixed race couple. No, not mixed race, but you know what I'm saying. I was nervous. I was nervous because as a kid, I had never seen so many black and white couples before. But that was just very California. We're talking about the 70s, the early 70s. I'm looking around, black man, white woman, black man, white woman, black man, white woman, white man, black woman, black man, white woman. I had never seen that before. I didn't grow up in that environment. That was new to me. And so race in California, always present, but it was very different from some other places in the country, like, you know, especially in the South. But yeah, that was my experience. So there's a lot of black kids that have grown up in LA who either speak Spanish or understand it enough, you know, whereas other parts of the country where you haven't had a very strong second language, you wouldn't have uh, probably have picked it up as readily as you would in California. So it was California was very different from other places in the country. They had racism, and sometimes it could be just as bad as any place else. But the part of life that the part of the uh, upbringing that Megan had, she was always around a mixture of people. It's like when you have an expat community, like for instance in Japan. If you're a mixed race child in Japan, life can be horrific. But if you're lucky enough to go to school with a bunch of expats, kids from all over the world or kids from the United States or something like that, then you don't feel as much, or you don't witness as or suffer as much racism as you would otherwise, or like growing up in a big city compared to a smaller town. So I just think that he didn't take into account the whole California upbringing, and especially her upbringing. And so I think it was pretty hateful of him to try to make a point about something that he knows little or nothing about. And then let's not forget that Megan has had a very close relationship with both of her grandmothers, and from her childhood photos, it's not like she had some estrangement from her black side of the family. But I think that's the real, I guess, painful part of being of mixed race, is that everyone has an opinion about the life that you have led, and is something that I imagine Trevor has not experienced. And even if he did, because he is Sir Trevor and he has been honored by the institution, he wouldn't care anyway. He would probably still say something as cruel and as hateful as that. So, um, yeah, I that bothers me. That really bothers me. Alma Andrews, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here tonight. Let me take a look at some of your comments and then I'll continue. Let me see. Tash Mack says, I see him and I automatically think Samuel L. Jackson from Dango Unchained. All skin folks are not kin folks. Some are forever house slaves. That is so true, Tash Mack. And that's exactly the dynamic here. Let me see. When you develop that, it is what it is mentally. A lot of things stop bothering you. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Let me see. If Andrew Morton had truly been Team Diana, he would have kept the Sussex's name out of his mouth. Martine Denise, thank you. Thank you. That makes so much sense. And he's just another person who has known Diana, has spent time with Diana, and considered Diana a friend. But when the money was waved up under their nose, then Diana's legacy, Diana's memory meant absolutely nothing. And that's just about everybody that she has ever known, that we know about. Nobody speaks up for her that has written a book to try to tell her side of the story. At some point or the other, to get that book published, they have to start dissecting and tearing her down and pointing out her faults and such. That's a friend for you. That is a friend. Best thing to do is to just not write the book in the first place. Let me see here. Okay, let me take that away. I'm sorry. I didn't trust Andrew Morton the minute he inserted himself by going to California to write about Meghan, opportunist. Um, you know what? And that's what gets me too is that because you change your geography, we're supposed to believe that you have found something that you wouldn't have sorted out had you just stayed where you like he's some kind of detective or something. That did not happen. He did not learn anything of significance. If he had learned something, he wouldn't have come up with Diana 2.0. That's insulting. Let me see. Sonia Johnson. Let's get one thing straight. Princess Diana, although beloved around the world by all of us, and was a woman ahead of her time, but was no Meghan. She was not as accomplished, or what was she? Yeah, Diana didn't have much education, obviously, considering that she was groomed from age 16 to marry Charles by age 19. There was no question that she would do anything else with her life because they needed someone that would be easily controlled. And that didn't work out, but that's what they wanted. But I have to say this, though. Diana was ahead of just about everybody else in this world when it came to the question of HIV. What Diana did for the world, by that very simple gesture, made life bearable for a lot of people, educated a lot of people. So, um, yeah, she may not have had the credentials like a lot of people in this world, but she was no less a force for change and a force for good, I believe. But thank you for your comment. Let's see. Reba Henderson says, I live in Los Angeles and it's very diverse. And Megan grew up in a black neighborhood all around her. My family went to Catholic school with every race under the sun, including black. No, thank you, Reba. I when when I was a kid, my grandfather, one of the last white families that did not run from the neighborhood, lived next door. And it was like an extended family, right? And there was, he had a tenant that lived in uh, the upper apartment, and his family was in the lower apartment. And I spent just as much time there on occasion as I would spend with my own grandparents, for whatever reason, when everybody else ran from the community, he refused to sell. He did not want to leave. And that was his house, and that's where he was going to stay. And that's where he lived until he died. So, um, I, growing up, there were um, white people around, but it just seemed very different when I went to California. It seemed to be more open. It seemed to be more. I didn't feel the weight of racism like I felt at home. It just seemed very different to me. It seemed like 2023 back in the 1970s. It was just a feeling I had. But then again, I was a child, so when you're a kid, everything is so much more amplified. Naomi Maria says, Baron, don't these people like Sir Trevor Phillips are knighted with the title? Their job is to support the royal family at all times. Otherwise, they have to relinquish those titles like Lady Judy Dench. You know, isn't that what Petal always says? And when they take those titles, they are expected to work for them. When they are threatened, you are supposed to support them. And she has never been wrong about that. I thought about that, Lydia. I thought about that today to give him the Uncle Ruckus makeover. Let me see. Princess Meghan said her race was not an issue until she started dating Prince Harry. I believe that. I believe that. Yeah, and people did twist her words. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that every black person who um, may not have had like a big issue with race in their past, you always have that moment where it becomes very real. And I can think of like a couple of times when I was reminded, when almost, I would say, almost forgot that that was a thing. But I can think of a few encounters where I was reminded, like someone yelling the word from a moving car. That was a reminder. And I had that happen to me a couple times. So it is jarring. I was like, not as, shaky upset, not shaken by it, but it did sting. It left a weird taste on the palate because I just wasn't expecting it. I was like, these are modern times, and yet an unsolicited attack like that for no good reason. Yeah. So I think everybody will have that experience, and some people it happens sooner, and some people it happened much later. I remember when Princess Diana came to Harlem Hospital to visit pediatric AIDS patients. Thank you for that, Cheryl Middleton, and thank you for 3 months membership. Okay. So, Megan and I'm sorry, Harry and Meghan will find it cold outside. The Sussexes are about to learn that you can't be campaigners without attracting criticism. And of course, that was Trevor's column. And then over here, make no mistake. Um, what does that say right there? Let me see. It's an insult. Yeah, it's an insult. Fleet Street jury says Meghan and Harry can expect no mercy after their stunning decision to go rogue and quit. Now, that was January 2020. And look who's on this curious quartet. You have Trevor, who's been abominable, and of course, Camilla Tominey. She's been absolutely dreadful, along with Dickie Arbiter and Russell, Where's My Other Ear Myers. All four of them, they have been absolutely awful. All of them. One by one, they have all proven themselves to be absolutely awful. And so, you know, that is their marching orders. Attack, 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 attack. So, as before, I didn't turn him into Uncle Ruckus, but at the very least, Uncle Ben. Um, right along with what's his name? Ken, whatever his name is. But yeah, he's another Uncle Ben as far as I'm concerned. Sir Trevor Phillips will take over from Sophie Ridge as the new host of Sky News' flagship Sunday morning politics show. Broadcaster confirms. And that's what he's done. And this was after he said Meghan had to learn to be black. All of a sudden, he got a big promotion. Well done, you, sir. All you had to do was sell out. Well done. Let me see here. They must have told Sir Trevor Phillips that if he did if he didn't say anything bad about Meghan, they're going to take his sir away. They didn't have to encourage him. It comes easy. And for him, it's just like drawing a breath. It's like putting on a bow tie and making a big bowl of rice. It comes natural. And then, okay, I was listening to Anne of Duchess of Success earlier, and this Dominique Samuels, this clash of the royals with was about culture, not color. Okay, so this guy here says, "Hi, Dominique. Um, what's this ghost written? Well, he was supposed to be. Was this ghost written for you?" And she said, "Yeah, it was." So I didn't know that this was a thing. I did not know that this was a thing. I shouldn't be surprised by it. This is very revealing. A public service, even. Britain's most popular newspaper, Ghost, wrote a racist article and went hunting for a black culture warrior to be the face of it. This is the very racism laundering and diversity drenched racism we've been screaming about laid bare. So Dominique Samuels, she had her name on this article. The outrage fest about Notting Hill Carnival is tiresome and, to be honest, manufactured. I was asked to be the face of a ghost written, negative, verging on racist piece about a racist piece that is by the Daily Mail paper last year, and eventually turned it down because it was a complete misrepresentation. So apparently, she had gone to the festival, and with 2 million people over the period of the festival, 2 million people, that's like a major American city. 2 million people that have visited this festival over, what is it, 2, 3 days or whatever it is. So that's like saying that for every person that gets on a highway in a given day, X amount of people are going to have a medical emergency, die in a car accident, or whatever, right? If you get enough people in mass, bad things are going to happen. So there was some arrest. Uh, there was a knife fight or two or three or whatever it was. There was all kind of mayhem. But 2 million people? Yes, something's going to happen. Yes. And it's the same thing that happens with other groups, with other events. And so they over police these events. It's a certain stance that law enforcement takes when there's black people involved. And of course, this is a remnant of colony, empire. In the United States, we attribute it to the slave catchers, but that's what it is. That is the mentality that has been passed on by generations. That when you deal with people of color, you got to do it this way. When you're dealing with black people, be prepared for Armageddon. And it's the same all over the United States, obviously, as you know, police here. I mean, just the other day, they gunned down a pregnant woman who was accused of shoplifting. You're accused of shoplifting, and next thing you know, you're bleeding out on the side of the road. You and your unborn child. Welcome to America. Um, so over policing is definitely a thing. I was naive. I didn't know that that was a thing in the United Kingdom. My eyes have been opened for me over the past few years. I did not know that that was a thing. So Dominique says here the outrage fest about Notting Hill Carnival is oh, this is the rest of it here. I'm sorry. It continued. Yeah, misrepresentation of what I witnessed whilst I was there, the violence, etc., that happens is, of course, not acceptable, but it's estimated that 2 million people attended the festival every year, attend the festival every year. So, again, that is about the population of an American city, right? That's about the population of a city, a large city, not a small city, a large city. And so, in a given population, somebody's going to fight, someone's going to get sick, someone is going to be overserved, someone is going to use recreational drugs. It's going to be a lot of that. It happens, but they don't count it in the same way unless it's black people or if there's a black theme. It's something about black people getting along together, working together, being efficient together that seems to scare the politicians, that seems to scare wealthy people, the 1%. There were plenty white people at the festival, but that's not the point. Because it had a black theme, if it has that black theme, therein lies the trouble. Because the only way that you can keep racism and, of course, by default, classism going is you have to suppress. You have to shut down a rebellion before someone even thinks, wow, maybe we should rebel. You don't even get a chance to think about it because they just don't like to see that type of organization. They don't like to see that. That is frightening. Iris says they are very scared of black people when they come together and think as one, or is it think as one? Thank you very much, Iris Demonia. But yeah, that's true. It's always a factor. Oh, and food. The day the queen died, the monarchy died too. The monarchy is taking this last breath. It is. It really is. It is slowly. Let me see. Where did I hear that? That if they strip the titles away from the Sussexes, then that opens up the door for the parliament or some politician that may come along in the future might decide, well, if we're going to strip them, why don't we strip you too? Since that's possible, I don't think they want to go there. The Notting Hill Carnival is spillover from the original Trinidad Carnival. So too are Brooklyn Carnival, Miami Carnival, and the one in Canada. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that. So, eventually they will find someone to give them exactly what they want. Thugs rapping, what is it, rampaging with zombie knives, 8 stabbings, 75 police officers hurt, open drug use, and revelers urinating in gardens. To call this a celebration of black culture is an insult, says Nana Akua. You know they would find somebody, don't you? They would find someone. There's always one in the bunch. And that one happens to be you, isn't it, Nana? So Nana is that person. She's the one you can count on. Uh, and her wig. Nana and her wig wrote that article. And of course, the cover, someone brandishing a knife, all of that is very deliberate. And of course, you know, it I won't say that it's wise to confirm what people already believe, but like I said, if you get enough people in a group, something like that is going to happen anyway. You know, a couple of years ago, I had read an article, and this had nothing to do with any black people. Not that that's the point, but it is the point. And there was a fight in the bar. And I won't tell you the gruesome way this 19-year-old kid died at the hands of an older gentleman who seemed to be, I think, about in his mid 40s. And it was a very stupid, petty argument. And it was one of those things where you know the person has rehearsed this in their mind. And it was too easy. And this 19-year-old died on the spot. This was in a barroom brawl. This was a fight in a bar. And this kid, 19 years old, little scrawny, didn't, but it happened. But there was nobody there to write an article saying that it happened because there were black people involved. So 75, what is it? 8 stabbings, 75 police officers hurt, 2 million people. 2 million people. Like I say, that's an American city. So cheers to you, Nana, and your wig. Um, Never trust anybody with hair like that. Whose ever hair it whose ever hair it is. Just don't trust people like that. Who is Doria Ragland as she celebrates her 67th birthday? We look back at how Carolyn Graham reported on Meghan's laid back mother and the decisive, steely influence she brought to bear on her. I don't use that M word. So, uh, let me see. Doria has become very close to, and that was. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. So there's Carolyn Graham. The thing is, I lost the part. There was part of the article, and I don't think I did the screenshot for that. But the article mentioned that Doria has been a rock to Meghan and Harry, right? And when I saw that, the first thing I thought of was somebody's been watching Royal Sussex. Let me see if I can find that article because I did the screenshot and that's why I did it. But for some reason, I don't see that word there. Oh, man. Let me see here. And it alarms me that Carolyn Graham would write about Doria in the first place. But let me see here. Oh, Lord. I think I messed that one up. I don't have the. But the point of it is, I just said that last night. I just said that last night on Royal Sussex. I said Doria has been a rock. And then I see that in a headline today, which I have been saying for a while. I think that some of those reporters actually watch Royal Sussex. As much as that is scary to believe, but let me see. Where is that article? Okay, I lost it, but that was like in the like one of the first paragraphs of the article. And it is not here. It celebrates a wait a minute. Okay, sorry about that, but I promise you that's what it said. Anyway, Carolyn Graham, in case you don't know her, that's Carolyn Graham. Carolyn Graham is the one who climbed up Mount St. Thomas Markle to retrieve the letter. She took one for the team. She took one for the team. She literally climbed Mount St. Thomas Markle to retrieve that letter and hand it over to the Daily Mail, as you can see from Carolyn Graham. So, anyway, that is it for today. I am going to. Well, she did, Lorna. She climbed Mount St. Thomas Markle. It okay. I think it would be easier to do Mount Everest, but she took one for the team. She did what she had to do. She literally went to Mexico and climbed Mount St. Thomas Markle. It could have been Mount St. Helen, but that's in Washington State. She went to Mexico and somehow managed to conquer Mount St. Thomas Markle and grabbed that letter and gave it to the Daily Mail. Cookies and Cream says Cretans like Nana and Trevor will soon get a serious wake up call about who and what they are. They'll have no one to defend them. They are turncoats that's performing for massa. What? What? I'm using a metaphor. I'm using a metaphor. Oh, I know. I know the derangers are all over this channel. And you know what? They secretly love Royal Sussex. You know that. They secretly love Royal Sussex. I don't know what I did with it. Maybe I did the wrong screenshot, but I promise you, I just saw it and it said, oh well, never mind. Because now I don't see it. Oh, here it is right here. Who is Doria? Oh, okay. Now when you open it up, it doesn't say it. Okay. I knew I wasn't imagining that. How Doria Ragland has become Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's rock. But when you open it up and then it doesn't say it there. But I'm going to screenshot this. I'll show it to you tomorrow. I just said that on the show last night, and then it appears in the Daily Fail today. A matter of fact, I'm not going to wait till tomorrow. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, let me get rid of this because I am not imagining that, and I don't want you guys to think I'm cuckoo. All right. Okay. Incoming. Wait. I'm going to show you that. Just got this. Look, how Doria Ragland has become Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's rock. I promise you, I just said that last night, and it was in the Daily Mail today. That is not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. That happened. Thank you, Naomi Maria. Believe it, Baron, the Rangers do follow you. I have a stalker who attacks me on Harry and Meghan's site and accuses me of being brainwashed by squatties. She's white, but she has a black woman profile picture. Oh, blackfishing. Huh. Okay. Isn't that creepy, though? I promise you. Look at there. That was in the paper today. They literally heard me say that last night and put that in the Daily Mail today. Sonia Johnson says, of course, they're watching Baron. They are doing it to get content. I hope Miss Carolyn don't have a. could you could you imagine if she's actually watching right now? I see Bessie Knox says, how else are the trolls supposed to change the narrative other than to spin what you said to fit their narrative? Daily Smell. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Bessie Knox. Well, you know what? That whole thing about the Sussexes the whole thing about Harry trying to fly back on Air Force One. I believe that that was something that started with the Derangers, and because the what do you call it, the tabloids are in cahoots with the Derangers. I believe that that is where that started. It probably was like some wishful thinking, guessing, imagination of some of the Derangers, and the lie became the truth. But I think that's where it started from because it's so far fetched, right? Like for instance, well, actually, no, it wasn't Harry. It was both Harry and Meghan. After the Queen's funeral, if you guys recall, they were saying that Harry and Meghan were going to try to hitch a ride back on Air Force One. But what kind of sense would that make for them to be away from their kids for what, almost 3 weeks at that point? To be away from their kids all that time, and rather than to go straight back to California, why would you hop on Air Force One and go to Washington and then transfer to another aircraft that would consume so much time? It doesn't make the least bit of sense. It was so made up. But you know that something like that came from a deranger. And we all know that they have constant contact with the derangers. I've always believed that that story originated with a deranger, and then it was echoed, and then next thing you know, it was in the papers. That I believe. So let me see. Miranda Rios says, we all know these derangers watch this channel and are all pro Sussex on and all pro Sussex channels. They hate watch everything that has to do with the Sussexes. Hello, derangers. Harry is still not going to. Okay, Miranda Rios, as you said. Let me see. Oh, let me see. I was trying to do that. It moved. They're trolling Barron for stories to put in their tabloid papers. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. But the one about the Air Force One, that that I know for sure did not come from a Sussex friendly channel. Oh, you know what? I take it back, Joya Moore. I take that back. I take that back. Because you know what? No, then again, no, no, because it was too much going on. Um, but imagine though, if someone did say, as a matter of fact, I wonder if it wasn't me, but imagine if someone did say, they better hope they don't fly back on Air Force One, and then all of a sudden that becomes a story. And it's so stupid to believe something like that, let alone to report it as though it is true. But that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. I will always believe that that story, among others, start with the Derangers. And you know, yesterday I didn't even mention the story about uh, the ex-husband Trevor. Um, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. To try to embarrass Meghan while she's having such a good night, they bring up this thing about Trevor marrying, and I'm talking about Meghan's ex-husband Trevor, that he married some heiress that has $250 million fortune to get her revenge. That makes her look bad. That makes him look bad. And if nothing else, it only proves something that we've all known. Everything that comes within Meghan's orbit suddenly improves, including her ex husband, Trevor. Everything, everybody that comes within Meghan's orbit improves. That's all that says. It's not an indictment on Meghan. It really is embarrassing for that couple that has nothing to do with Meghan. And maybe the whole point of it is to try to pressure him into saying something negative about her. But the Derangers don't think they hate. They don't think they hate because if they had any sense, it just it defies logic for them to believe that Meghan is such a solid good person that nobody of significance from her past will say anything bad about her, just her very dodgy and greedy siblings, half siblings, her father, who seems to be unwell in so many ways, but essentially nobody from the black side of her family, none of them, even distant relatives, none of them, even relatives named Raglan, none of them. They have nothing to contribute. Um, Not an ex-boyfriend, not a former employer, not former co-workers, none of them. Just a couple of people that have had some proximity, but was never really a friend, obviously. But because they were in a place where they could have been close to her, and they're willing to accept the money, but other than that, there's no there. They never had that, and they never will. If after 7 years you cannot find any dirt, the next best thing is to make up stuff. And that's exactly what they did. They just make up stuff. If there's nothing there, then just make it up. What they do is strategize hate against joy, celebrate it here. What we celebrate like clockwork, wait for the hate. weighted by the Dora for the body language expert on their dancing. Yeah, well, on the what is it? The Spaces. When I was listening to Spaces, some of the people on Spaces are of the opinion that Monday, when the morning shows come on, that is when that is going to start. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens with the morning shows on Monday. Loose Women, Good Morning Britain. Maybe they just haven't figured out how they want to spin it just yet, but that is going to happen eventually. Let's see. Has said no. I mean, Trevor has said one thing about Meghan. Then his friends were talking for talking for a while, but Trevor realized that to continue as a Hollywood producer, that he had to keep his mouth shut. Really, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, I tell you what, I only use FedEx nowadays. I don't fool with nobody but FedEx. If Harry and Meghan are so unimportant, why don't the British tabloids just stop talking about them? They can't sell their papers without Harry and Meghan. No one cares about Chucky and the cow pegged and mean mumbles. Jacqueline Weissman, and therein lies the problem. Like I said about articles about them, if you don't throw Harry and Meghan in there, nobody will read it. If you ever look at the comments uh, or how many times the article is shared, if it doesn't mention something to do with Harry and Meghan, then let's say if the article has received 5 comments compared to 500 comments in the same amount of time for something to do with content about Harry and Meghan. And it's, of course, you would think, well, maybe someone has something to say about how good Charles is doing or how important his work is. There's nothing there. Maybe 5 comments. It's embarrassing that they will write an article and have 5 comments. I've seen it. Just a handful of comments. And then the next article, if it's Harry and Meghan, 500. Easily 500. And it's like that all the time. Let's see. That is not even her money. Meghan made her money honestly and not by family. Yeah, I didn't like they said, an heiress. She inherited money. Um, and I'm sure there's more to it than that. I'm sure it's more to it than that. But if Trevor got it like that, good for him. I don't see it, but good for him. Good night, Joyce Bose. Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting off of this thing. I was about to wind it up, wasn't I? How did I get back here? There we go. So, thank you very much, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully much earlier than today. And I think that the uh, person of the week for me has to be Doria. Because Doria was last week, to be fair. Doria went to that party Saturday of last week. So, no, it's got to be Meghan. It's got to be Meghan. Doria went to that party last week. Doria is like the runner up for this. No, you know what? You know what? I'm sorry. The person of the week for me has got to. Oh, you guys, I have a video. I almost forgot. There's a couple of parts of there's a couple of clips that I didn't share yesterday because they weren't uploaded yet. Oh Lord, I almost forgot about that. Let me find that video. I'll show you that and then we'll get going. Let me see here. I almost forgot about that video. It's very short though. So if you're about to leave, just hang out for a second. Oh, here we go.
Beyonce just texted. Really met.
Shut up.
Just checking in.
Just checking in. Just casual.
I still can't
can't
believe she knows who I am.
There you go. The part where she says Beyonce just text. Well, you know that audio comes from their docuseries, and so one of the squaddies, actually, it may have been Matt, the one who shared so many of these videos. Now, I don't think that is one of Matt's videos. I think that is, or it may have been. I'm not sure, but yeah. So this part right here, that of course that was not their conversation. Just so there's no confusion that is. But yeah, so that's the hero of the week to me is Matt because that kid took an otherwise horrific narrative and he totally flipped it. He totally flipped things. What? Are you serious? No, I didn't see that. I didn't see a soccer game. Did that happen? A soccer game? I didn't see anything like that. There's pictures on Instagram? Oh, by the way, thank you so much, Black Queen. When did that happen? I didn't see it. Did that just happen? Oh boy. Well, I want to see it. Let me see. Oh Lord, you done gave me some more work to do. Let me see. I mean, if I see any, I'll share them, but I didn't see anything like that. Instagram. Uh-oh, I can't have that sound on my I don't want to I don't want to get demonetized. Let me see. I don't see any. Uh okay. No, I'm sorry, Black Queen. I don't see anything. Let me check the Twitter. It's got to be on. If there's something, it's got to be on Twitter. Uh-oh. Okay, I see Harry. Oh, I do see some photos. I do. I see 3 photos. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, let me do this. I will share them if you give me a second here. Give me a second. So he went to a soccer match. I see 3 photos. Wow. Well, you know what? Things happened later on the West Coast, or should I say on the left coast. Shut the front door. I did not see this. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you guys that need to get your sleep on, go ahead. I'm going to I'm going to put these photos up as soon as I can. Harry's dressed in dark colors tonight. Okay. Oh, there's a little short video. Okay, my goodness. All right. Man, I tell you, Harry is doing it. Oh, I see another little video. Wow. Okay. Okay. So let me see. How am I going to do this? Um, okay. Give me just a second, you guys. I will share those 3 pics with you, or 4 pics. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Okay, let me see here. Black Queen. Uh, you got me over here scrambling. Okay. All right. So that's 4 of them. Let me see here. Now I got to move it over here. You know I'm a baby boomer. Let me see. Oh man. And if it's happening tonight, I better get used to it because next week is going to be crazy. All right, one more. And oh man, okay. Almost, you guys, almost. Harry looks good. He should always wear black. I mean, not always, but he looks good in black. It gives him a certain air of mystery, I think. Okay. Oh, you guys are just sitting here looking at a black screen. Sorry about that. Okay, will this work? Nope. Okay, so tell you what, don't worry, I can do this. I'm gonna have to open up another screen. So I do that. I'm excited. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. They gonna do. Ha! What do you think? How do you like me now? Thank you, Black Queen. All right. So check it out. There's that one. And that one. I just threw these things on there fast as I could. Harry looks good. Harry looks good. Yes, light skinned Harry, Gracie. You got that right. Now I'm sitting up here smiling, showing all 3 or 4 of my teeth. Oh man, Harry looks good. Harry looks good. It looks like his team is not, but Well, thank everybody. Make sure you say thank you to Black Queen because I would have missed it otherwise. Right, right. Let me see if I can find a couple of more. Um, Let me see if I can find a couple of more photos. Harry looks good. He looks very good. Will Ferrell and Prince Harry in LA to watch Missy, or no, Messi? Messi against LAFC. Now, see, I thought Harry would have been a bundle of nerves right now because of his, you know, because of the Invictus. But instead, Harry is chilled and relaxing. Now, I just saw one of the derangers, not a deranger, but a royal reporter saying that they thought that the Sussexes were. Wait, now don't laugh when you hear me say this. Don't laugh when you hear me say this. But they thought the Sussexes were being disrespectful going to a concert and partying after the news of what's his name, Al Muhammad Al Fayed. You see, I couldn't even get it out. But this crazy person thought the Sussexes were out of line for going to the concert and having a good time in the wake of the loss of Muhammad Al Fayed. When they heard the news about this man that the royal family used to ridicule and turn their nose up to, Harry and Meghan was supposed to sit home, I guess, and light candles, um, and I guess reflect on the memory of Muhammad Fayed. But that's what this crazy person said. Hi, Baron. I posted a link to TikTok that Harry's in at the game. Oh, thank you so much. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to share it though, because it might be, you know, I have to be careful with the videos. But thank you anyway, and thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I suppose Harry and Meghan wasn't supposed to go and get their party on. They should have, I guess, stayed home and lit candles and um, say some prayers and stuff for Muhammad Al Fayed, because actually I don't know why, because, but that's what this crazy person said. Now, could you imagine what royal reporter would be nutty enough to say something like that? Could you imagine? Let me make it easy for you. I just think it was so disrespectful. They should have stayed. But Megan's a Hollywood actress, so whatever Megan wants. That's what happens. But Harry should have known better, and it was just very disrespectful. That's what she said. That they should have stayed home. Well, she didn't say stay home, but they should not have been seen partying and having a good time because of the tragic and untimed loss of was that Schofield? Oh, you're so right. It was Schofield. Marjorie Austin, you're so right. It was what's her name? Um um oh my goodness. The yeah, Schofield. What is Kinsey Schofield? You're so right. It was Kinsey Schofield. I'm getting them mixed up. It was Kinsey Schofield. I believe that's right. Kinsey Schofield said, and this is the American born royal expert, doesn't even have an English accent, but she's a royal expert. She said that they should not have gone out dancing and partying, enjoying themselves. I don't know. I thought Angela said it. Maybe she said it too, but I don't know. Uh, okay, Kenzie Schofield said it first. I know. Isn't that just bizarre? Isn't that just bizarre? I guess by now it's kind of like it's so. I feel so disingenuous when I say I can't believe it, but I really cannot believe that somebody said that. It's I struggle with that one. You know, everything else I'm just like, yeah, it's stupid, but that's how they are. But that one right there, that's a struggle for me. Let me see here. Reality Gutter Barbie. Reality Gutter Barbie, Kenzie Schofield. Thank you so much for that, Legs. That's strange, though. That even for her, even for someone who looks like they've been in Tammy Faye Baker's makeup case, even for her, that sounds strange. Yeah. I Angela Levin, yes. Who else? I would expect to hear that from. Let me see, who else would I expect to hear that from? But yeah, that's just strange. That is going way overboard. Let me see. Baron Derangers are the podcast. Know the truth about turn negative, pathetic bunch. Yes, Connie Bomber, that is so true. That is so true. They don't stop until the lie becomes the truth. Okay, let me see. Oh, Joan Lawman, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being a member of Royal Sussex. Well, so far, I'm only getting these 4 photos, but let me see. I'm going to do another sweep before I go and see if I can find just a couple more. I'm so happy, though. I am so happy because I thought that Harry would be so preoccupied with the Invictus games that he wouldn't have time for anything else. Um, oh, did I? Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me go look. Thank you. I missed another super chat. Let me see. I'm going to go back. Okay, I saw that one. And was there another one? Baron, can you check if Matt sold his video to Talk TV? Really? Oh my God, say it isn't so. Well, oh. But you know, Black Queen, maybe he didn't know what Talk TV was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't know what Talk TV was. I just have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't know how awful Talk TV is. That's the only thing I can think of. But no, I have not seen that. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, 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 so that is, oh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So I see the Schofield chick. All right, all right. And now, as I'm scrolling toward the end of it, okay, they are showing Meghan dancing. So that is how they shared the video. The only way that they could make sense out of sharing the video was to criticize Meghan. I got it. Okay, I got it. And you know what? In the comment right here, it says Harry didn't create Invictus, it was given to him. I believe every word from Giles B's mouth. He's been within the royal circle for decades and doesn't give much away in interviews. There's a lot he could tell us, but respects their privacy. Wow. This is just the comments that goes along with that video, Black Queen. Kenzie, I have to disagree about why people aren't watching. I think when he once again threw shade on the royal family and spoke negatively about the press, um, and said he had no support, it turned people off watching it. It was a self-inflicted sabotage. Oh yeah, this is them all day long. We all miss the late queen terribly. And at the moment, it certainly isn't the same monarchy. King Charles had a very difficult act to follow. Well, at least that makes sense. Okay, let me see here. All right. So that all right. But did he sell it to Talk TV or did they just grab it? Well, no, they gave him credit for it. But that's what people were saying. They were saying that even if he doesn't give them the right to use it, that they can just take it. So I don't know. I don't know. But we will hear about it in the coming days, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't think that they have to pay for it. If it they asked if they could use it from the on the other account, but this one I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I hope not. Um, I wish I could, but I don't want to get in trouble with Talk TV because it's on the YouTube. So yeah, I don't think I could share that one. But basically, it is the video. It is the video. Good night, Beverly McCaskill. Thank you very much. That will be our last word for the day. Okay, you guys, I am going to go. My throat is so dry. I need to rest my voice. Men's night out. Oh, VS Harry is at a soccer match. These are 4 photos that were shared, but it is Messi and some other team, but it's in LA, I think. But that was it. He's at a soccer match and looking very, very handsome. Let me see. Let me see. Reality gutter Barbie. Reality gutter Barbie. uh let me see. B. Martin says, eyelashes Barbie is crazy. She put her picture over an engagement photo. I have not seen that picture, but I heard that she superimposed her image over Meghan's for their engagement photo. She's got the ultimate grift, though, don't she? I mean, consider this. You're Kenzie Schofield, right? American born, and you get to show up on British television every day dubbed a royal expert, even though you know little or nothing about anything, and they call her a royal expert. And she's supposed to have credibility. Well, like I say, that's quite a little parlor trick she has there, where she gets to pretend to be a royal expert and people believe it. Oh well. Okay. Well, that should be interesting. That'll give me something to do later to look into this game. I can't believe it's still almost 1,400 people in here. Andrew Bodie, how are you? Long time no see, and thank you so much for the super sticker. Oh, and B. Martin, thank you for the super chat in case I forgot. Well, Andrew, if you just joined us, Harry seems to be at a soccer match. I like him wearing those dark colors. It looks really, really good on him. I wonder how Harry would look if he had dark hair. Let me see. Yeah, I see that now. Let me take another look. It doesn't take long, does it? Somebody on Twitter says, look at Meghan's husband. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Well, let me see right here. What is that? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. I can't mention that one right now. I have to do some investigation. Okay. Oh, what happened to her? Okay. Well, oh, I see Anne from Duchess of Success. She posted the video of Harry, but it's on the Twitter. She posted it. It says Prince Harry at a charity football match. Okay. Yeah, I want to post it, but it's on television. If it wasn't on a, like a proper channel, if it's amateur video, those are okay, but and sometimes you can't use those if they have sold it to someone. Oh, you're so right, VS. I see it all over the place here. Wow, here's another. Okay. Harry is looking good. He looks so relaxed. I can't believe how relaxed he looked. And you know why it's confusing me? Because last year when they went to the Invictus countdown, remember when they went to Dusseldorf? When they went to the countdown, I could tell that Harry was having problems. And of course, we found out that the queen, well, everybody knew the queen was like getting close to the end because of the way she appeared those last few times and the fact she was having trouble walking and everything. But I believe Harry knew that at that point it was any minute now. And yeah. So, but this year it's like Harry has been born again. It's like he's renewed with strength and vigor compared to last time. So I'm so glad to see this. I'm so glad that he's out doing something casual and relaxing and not consumed worrying about every little detail about his visit to Wellchild and his visit to the Invictus Games. Yeah, this is affirming for me. Let me see. Let's see. I am in no. I'm sorry. By no means team unroyal. But Harry clearly said they couldn't help him, and that's because they couldn't or wouldn't. Like, well, the Queen said recollections may vary, or someone wrote that for her, and I think that if more people went back and listened to what Harry said as opposed to what they said Harry said, then it would take on a different meaning. But I think over time, after they wash it down with lies, that by the time you go back and hear it, it's just like, he didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So that is another one of those situations. By the time they get through lying, even the person who they're quoting starts to doubt themselves. Baron, I can't believe you haven't seen that pic. Oh, you mean of reality gutter Barbie? Reality gutter Barbie? He's at BMO Stadium in downtown LA. Oh, thank you so much, Shelly L. Oh man. Yeah, I and the thing is, I heard Schofield say it, and maybe that's an indication that she's starting to look more like Angela Latrine. Lex says, so this prince made it to a soccer match, Willie. Legs. That stings. That stings a little bit. Yeah, at least one of the Windsors made it to a soccer match. Um, Harry's not the president of the Football Association, but he did make it to one of the games. Yeah, there's something to be said about that. Uh, right? I love that one. Brilliant. Let me see here. The demons want the heart of Invictus to fail to get at Harry. No thoughts about the veterans. Such a shame. Yeah, you know what, Black Queen? I knew that they were going to lay in heavy um, with their attacks on Harry, and I think it started early because of the Heart of Invictus video, a series, and especially considering the quality of it, they just could not allow it to. Oh, as a matter of fact, you guys, let me share this with you. Did you guys watch Claire Kane today? Actually, yesterday's Claire Kane and today, but I watched both yesterday and today, and it was absolutely brilliant. So if you guys didn't see it, let me see. Date night was today, and yesterday was checkmate. Okay, yeah, yesterday was checkmate. I posted the yesterday's video in the community tab. please go and watch that, because it really spoke to the heart of Invictus. So please do go and watch that. There's the link for Claire Kane right there. And that link is for yesterday's show. But it was really, really good. Very well put together. I mean, so much so that I might have to go back and watch it again. So, but also, again, if you don't see it there, you can find it in the community tab. Okay. I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. My sinuses are kind of bothering me for some reason. I was just looking at that again. So at least one of the so at least this prince made it to the soccer match, Willie. Oh man. Sarcastic lately? Oh man. Oh no. Let me try that again. Okay, the first time I tried to post it, it said my internet connection wasn't good. Okay, so there it is now. It's at the top of the chat. That was Claire Kane from yesterday. You can go watch it now if you like. Let me see. The Rangers have been saying spare Archetypes and the docuseries, etc. flop, so it's no difference. We will go by Netflix numbers when they release them. You get a bell for that, Marjorie. And that is important to point out. That is what they say for everything the Sussexes do. Oh, thank you so much, Black Queen. Yes, please like, share, subscribe. What? She's coming on soon? Oh, okay. Let me see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, she just posted a video. She posted a video. If you guys want to see Harry's video from the soccer match, Anne just posted it. I don't have the courage to do it myself, but Anne has posted that on the on her channel. So if you guys want to go and watch it, it's about 20 seconds long, but I don't have the courage to do it because I don't want no trouble. But there's the link for it. Y'all could go over there and watch it. I don't have the courage to do it myself. I'm scared. Ain't nothing worse than getting your video flagged. They love to snatch that monetization away. I don't have the courage. Oh, you under? I saw that. I was like, you go ahead, girl. I ain't got the courage myself, but you go ahead. They ain't getting me. They love to hit you in the pocket, don't they? You be sitting up there, be so proud of your video and be so proud to share it and everything. And next thing you know, you got an email from YouTube. Sorry to say this, but you done messed up again. You done messed up. So I have learned my lesson. I be so cautious. I be like, nah, I can share the audio, but I can't share the video. I heard. Yeah, it's a certain art to knowing what you can and cannot post. But I try to stick with the amateur videos. I have even tried to um, flip it around and play it, the mirror image of it, and they still find you. They'll find you. Yep, they will find you. Let me see here. I was saying the same. Ooh, she brave. Uh huh. Look, you see, I was like, okay, y'all can go over there and watch it. I ain't got enough courage. I do not have enough courage, but feel free to go and enjoy it over there. I'll go watch it myself. I'll watch it with you, but I can't share it. Oh man. Yep, such is monetization. When is your anniversary of them knocking you off YouTube? Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. Um, I don't even remember what time of year that was. Well, they pulled the plug on, gosh, I forgot what I was talking about. But I think I was laying in heavy on some of the royal reporters, and they had some of the derangers had flagged me for violent content and all that kind of stuff. And I promise you, I was not the least bit worried about it. I'm going to tell you what I did. I got in the car and I went to Target. That's what I did. I do remember going to Target. And I would say within about 5 hours, they had sent a letter of apology. Um, and that was the end of that. Because, I mean, it's just like at that point, I think I had about 500 videos. I'm like, there's nothing different about today's content from yesterday's content. So I knew it was a big fat nothing burger. But yeah, that was funny though. That was so funny because I noticed that the chat stopped moving and I was like, "Can you all hear me? Hello, can you all hear me?" It was so cruel and so funny. I was like, "Hello, can anybody hear me?" And nothing. And the next thing I know, the video was gone. I mean, it was just like, and I'm looking at the Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, the Wi-Fi is still working, so it must be okay. And it wasn't until I don't know how I figured it out. Um, but yeah, and boy, I tell you, that was funny though. But I wasn't worried about it. I mean, they didn't turn the channel off or anything. It was just that one video. And I don't know who I was making fun of. But yeah, it was one of the royal reporters. And I was particularly vicious that day. And okay, I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you this. Uh, I'm gonna show you what I think I put this on the. Okay, let me find it. Okay, it was this. I remember I posted this picture. I think I put this in the comment in the what do you call that? In the community tab. And I had the caption, somebody then pulled the plug on me. So yeah, I remember I put that in the comment section the next day. So it was that. And then I think there was another. I'll find you the other photo that I used. God, that was so funny. Uh, and then the next day, when I came back on, I went right back to talking all my crap. Oh man, I whoever tried to orchestrate that attack, whoever orchestrated that attack, they had to be very, very disappointed the next day. Very disappointed. Oh, here's the other. Um, yeah, at first I said someone pulled the plug on me, and then I said someone didn't hit the switch or something like that. But yeah, those were the two photos that I used to celebrate this cyber attack from derangers. Ooh, they thought they had me though, didn't they? They thought they had me. Let me see. One flew over the cuckoo nest caption for a kid. Oh, thank you for that, Amy girl. Yeah, they thought they got me, y'all. Ooh, they thought they got me. Oh, if we could just shut up that Baron, boy, I tell you, we need to shut him up. Well, they tried and they missed. My turn next. Oh man. But I tell you what, people were very, very nice. And there were like a few squatties that was like, tell me what I need to do. I mean, it was some squatties that were ready to go to war. They scared me. It was a couple of squatties was ready to go to war. And I'm just like, it'll be okay. It'll be all right. Just a little mix up. I just wish I knew what they said that made them believe that something horrendous had happened. Like I was on here taking a firearm apart and putting it back together again, and wearing a ski mask and had some weird cryptic flag or something behind me. Yeah, like some kind of hostage video. Like all of a sudden, I done turned into Patty Hearst. One day, I was a wealthy heiress, and the next thing you know, I'm Patty Hearst running off with some anarchist or something. Yep. Yeah, I guess I was given some of that Patty Hearst energy or something. Instead of taking money out of my checking account, I decided to just take everything. Oh well. Better luck next time, derangers. Better luck next time. Let's see here. That is how I know they are in each and every Sussex Squad umbrella chat. Duchess of Success. Oh, okay. Yep. Well, they will try. They will try. And like I told you, there was one that I I went to their Twitter account and they had all kind of screenshots. I mean, they had tried to really build a case against me and encouraging other people. And the thing is, this person, let me tell you how much weight they had in their I guess attack. There was only a couple of people that even liked most of the stuff that this person posted, but every day this person would just go into the Twitter and post all kind of crazy stuff, and barely anybody seen it. I mean, you could just look at the thing and you could tell nobody's looking at their channel. I probably gave her more traffic than she gets on the average day. Bessie Knox says, tried and failed, especially. They can't win for losing. I know. I know. It's like a country music song. Only thing is, if they do everything backwards, you know how they say in a country music song, if you play it backwards, you get your dog back, you get your farm back, you get your wife back, you get your kids back, you get your pickup truck back, you get your shotgun out of hock. Yeah, that's what they say. If you play a country music song backwards, you get everything back. Let me see. Oh, is that what they do? A group report? Oh, okay. Yeah, well they tried it. And just imagine all of them sitting up there listening to Royal Sussex just seething over every word I said. And the thing is, I don't really feel any animosity or hostility toward the rest of the royal family. I cannot be more angry than Meghan and Harry or anybody else. However, because I know they watch and because I know how much that bothers them to see the people that they love and respect made to look like buffoons, well, that's all the encouragement I need. So if they don't leave Harry and Meghan alone, I'm afraid I have no choice. And they just have to keep complaining. But when they grow up, I'll grow up. And if they don't grow up, don't expect me to grow up. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, thank you so much for that. That's what I forgot to do. But yeah, it's like remember Officer and the Gentleman when they were having that big fight and Lou Gossett got a good lick in on what's his name, and he said, "Look at there, your blood just as red as mine, isn't it, Mayo?" Same thing, same thing. So I'll leave it to other people to be more dignified. But as far as I'm concerned, you leave them alone, and I won't have nothing else to say about the rest of that riffraff family. Yeah, but I don't care about the rest of that family. Um, I think it's really too bad though. On a more serious note, it is sad that a father, um, Harry's own father, is so reckless and irresponsible, and leave his child to be attacked and ravaged by the tabloid media. And instead of doing like a father should do and standing up for his son, he takes the side of that empty billfold that he's married to, that worn out old purse, that rundown Goodyear tire that he's married to. He'd rather take her side of things instead of supporting his own child. He doesn't take care of anybody in his life, and when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure that if there was some reason why he had to give her the Charles treatment, he'd do the same thing to her. I don't really understand their relationship. I have a feeling what's really going on with them, but I don't want to say it at this time. I'll wait until it plays out, if ever. But it's not a very conventional relationship by any means. I love the way they had the two of them all posed up together and looking at each other and laughing. And it's a love story of the ages. Is it really? Is it really? I don't think so. Oh, he was out foraging for mushrooms. Yeah, when they that's what they reported. And it must be true, otherwise the palace would have disputed it. But he went out foraging for mushrooms as a way to relax and focus his mind or whatever they were saying. But that was so stupid. You know, there's a big difference between a person suffering a loss of a person in their 40s or 50s or 60s. But when you get to your 90s, there's a lot of things that's just inevitable, right? And especially if that person has been ill. So they did a good job of painting this image of Charles being so overwhelmed by the burdens of monarchy, but he's been doing the work for a long time anyway. And he has some weird notions about family. So I would love to believe that he was so close to his mother, but I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it. Charles knew that his mother was terminally ill, and he was over at Dumfries' house setting up for an interview with NBC News. I've had people that didn't look half as bad as the Queen, and the family held a vigil at the bedside for as long as it took. Charles sets up for an interview. I repeat, Charles sets up for an interview. His mother has just shook hands with Liz Truss, and she looked so bad they wouldn't even share the video. They just gave us two grainy photos. That's how bad the Queen looked. And where's Charles? Setting up for an interview instead of being at his mother's side for a week or 2 weeks or however long it took. It was like let the good times roll. He didn't miss a beat. And then when they came and told him that she was getting close to the end, he goes and hops on the helicopter. They took Camilla out for a walk and then gave her a bowl of water. And then she was able to accompany him later on, and maybe a little scratch on her tummy or something. But she was able to accompany him later on. But I think that he may have made it, maybe not. That's what they say. Or is they saying that he was outside picking mushrooms as a way to say he was there but not there? Charles tried to have his mother removed off the throne, asking 2 prime ministers to help him. I've heard that, Helen Cole, and thank you for your comment. I've heard that before, that Charles was conspiring behind her back. I heard that. And also, the more recent thing that I've heard that I've mentioned a couple of times is that Charles had allowed his household to be very disrespectful and condescending to the Queen's household. And there, of course, there's always the rivalry between courts, but Charles encouraged that, and of course, following his lead. And we know this to be true because that's the same thing that happened at Kensington Palace. It was a tale of 2 households. And because William outranked everybody at Kensington Palace, if he wanted things to be petty and malicious, then that's the way it was going to go. And that's exactly what happened. And so there was a lot of rivalry and infighting amongst staff, amongst family. And then, of course, the Sussexes were forced to leave. Even if they wanted the old, whose apartment was it? The Kent's apartment. Even if they wanted it, William probably just could not bear the fact that the Sussexes would have had a home even close to as being as grand as his home. He probably couldn't stand the idea that a lot of very famous people would have been coming over to Kensington Palace and not visiting him, but actually visiting with Harry and Meghan. Like, for instance, Hillary Clinton spent time with Meghan and didn't bother with them. That kind of stuff. I'm sure that just really gnawed at his behind. Lorna Williams says, remember the picture of QE2's legs in People magazine? Yeah, there's quite a few images of her legs looking battered and bruised. And yeah, the Queen was not long for this world. I had already started like preparing for the event like that week. I had already started. All I had to do was to see the Liz Truss handshake, um, and it was just obvious. Thank you so much for that, Lorna. Let me see. Is it Jeanette Ambersley says they are working to make Harry film fail. Yes, they want Netflix to drop them, and it's sad. I am not shocked at what Charles do. They are wicked. Yeah. Well, let's say this. We're accustomed to the Sussexes ranking like number one or in the top 10 and such. Not everything is going to be that, right? And so give it time. When the Invictus games start, I believe there's going to be a huge bump in the numbers for the Heart of Invictus. So even though they're doing everything that they can to try to tear it apart, that was the same strategy for the Spare. That was the same strategy for the docuseries, the same strategy for everything. I say give it time and let's see what happens. Plus, the other thing, you guys, there's a writer's strike, and I don't think that they're doing any talk shows right now. I suspected Harry may have promoted the Heart of Invictus if it wasn't for the writer's strike. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that that is one of the factors is that, and it doesn't mean that at some point he may not actually do some type of promotion aside from the Invictus games. But um, I think that if he could like actively promote it, that would help. And also is up to Netflix to advertise as well. What did they announce it a week before it came on? Right? Was it just a week before they set the date for it? I don't think that was very helpful either. I mean, I don't know anything about advertising, but that was very short. So maybe there's some strategy that they have, I hope, that involves the Invictus games that should help. But I'm sure that people with a better head for these things than I have will know exactly what needs to be done. So I say have faith and let's see what happens over the next couple weeks. Ross Sussex. Did you see the video with the people cheering for Prince Harry when they entered? Those didn't sound like boos to me. Someone's been lying about Americans. When he entered where? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Was it the soccer game tonight? Because I haven't had a chance to see anything other than those photos and like a couple of videos, but I hope that's what you're talking about. But oh, by the way, thank you so much, Jeanette Ambersley. Also, it was the soccer match. Oh Lord, I gotta go and watch that then. Wait a minute. You guys know we've been on here for 2 hours and 43 minutes. How come you all didn't say something? What have I been talking about all this time? Did somebody roofie me? Oh man. Uh, oh, is it? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, you know, I have to say this though. as much as I try to um, ease the burden of the derangers coming after everybody and everything, it bothers me sometimes. Sometimes they do get the better of me. And it's just like, I want to be happy about something. And then next thing you know, I might see that just one more attack. And, and it's going to happen. But for the most part, we can still count on the Sussexes um, coming out with something new and something that will definitely catch the enemy off guard. And not everything is going to be the big runaway success. We have to get used to that. We've had quite a few that have been, right? But not everything. So just because something doesn't like really punch coming out the gate doesn't mean that is done for. So I think the next 2 weeks will be very important for the success of the Heart of Invictus. But as far as I'm concerned, it is a very well made, well crafted documentary series. And it is going to be a very useful tool to anyone who has struggled with an injury or disability or illness. It is going to be a very useful tool. Also, the connection that it has with the war in Ukraine, that is also going to be very relevant over time. So have faith. I believe that the quality of the Heart of Invictus will carry the day. I have no doubt about that. So um, don't let the Rangers get next to you, because that's what they want to do. They want to demoralize people. They want to downplay the Sussexes' successes. And the other part of that too is sometimes when they try to go after you, they actually draw people to you. So have faith. It's going to work out. Cookies and Cream says, we have social media. We can help promote Heart of Invictus on all social media platforms. We can help to make it number one. Amen to that, Cookies and Cream. Helen Cole says, Harry is following the lead set by the Queen to work and to service. William is causing drama because Harry will do well. Child, William is requesting for Harry to be removed because he is not a working royal. Well, child, refuse. Thank you, Helen Cole. Thank you very much. And that is something that is very important to remember, is that Well Child insists on keeping Harry. And yes, William wanted him removed because William really doesn't want Harry to ever enter um, British airspace again, but nothing he can do about it. They want Harry to be totally isolated, and that's the reason why they don't want to give him protection over there. It's because they want to discourage him from showing up. They want to discourage him from making them look absolutely dreadful. But the people are on Harry's side. The military is on Harry's side. And there's a lot of aid and charity organizations that are on the Sussex's side. So after a while, it almost seems like the amplified voices of a minority group of very hateful people speaks for everyone, but you just have to keep reminding yourselves that they don't. I don't believe that the majority of people in the UK feel a certain way. It's only a minority of people. Just like even though there's a certain demographic of deranger, especially the American Karens. But again, that is such a small sector of society. Now, yes, they do a lot of damage with their bots and their ambushing the what do you call it, the ratings of different things. But at the same time, the Sussex Squad has been a force to be reckoned with. And because there's no head of the Sussex Squad, they don't know what to attack. So they think by um, attacking Royal Sussex that that's the end of it. Or if they can just do this or do that, that's the end of it. But it's not. This is organic. And anything as organic as the Sussex Squad is so much more uh, greater than just a bunch of angry people. So thank you again, Helen Cole. Lauren Brown, Baron, what would be your ideal form of like content that supports herd of Invictus? Herd of Invictus. The question also is for the rest of the squad. I'm wondering. Let me see. One more time. Supports herd of Invictus. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard of Invictus, right? You know what? I should get off this thing because I'm getting kind of tired. I'm sorry. I should have caught that. What would be your ideal form of content that supports Heart of Invictus? I'm like, heard. Uh, I'm sorry, Lauren. That's on me. I should have caught that. The question also is for the rest of the squad. I think just going into the social media. The social media is the battleground. The social media is available to everyone. It's just like I always say, if you have a smartphone, you have a platform. It's the same with the social media. If everybody in the Sussex Squad used their platform just like that group of Karens or like that group of Brexiteers and MAGA people, if everybody used their platform to strike back, then that is the ideal way to do it. Is that we just have to, like the IMDb. Well, I didn't think you needed an account for that. I thought I was able to rate, but I don't remember. But the accounts are free. The accounts are free. And so if everybody does that and go to some of the other ones that are free, and just like the Derangers, you don't have to have this or that or the other. You just rate it. Well, in our case, most of us have watched The Heart of Invictus. And so we're doing an honest rating. But there's a lot of people, just like they did the movie The Little Mermaid. I mean, all over the world, there was vicious attacks against the movie, and it was just plain racism. But there's been so many movies, even before social media, where there was a groundswell of support, like the movie Bodyguard. Not everybody liked Bodyguard. The critics hated Bodyguard, but Bodyguard came out at a time when I think the Gulf War had started, right? And there was also Valentine's Day, and there was an amazing soundtrack. And so, critics or no critics, the movie was a runaway success. You could love a soundtrack and hate a movie, but people still went to the movie. So, it's the people that make a difference. And I think we barely have really tapped into the strength of the Sussex Squad. I think we barely tapped into it. Um, you know, I won't even say that I have, even with the Royal Sussex. I mean, there's so many things that would be so easy to do that I lose track, I get lazy, and I just don't do it. Like for instance, wouldn't it be more credible of me to talk about Suits if I actually would take the time to watch it? Now, I made the excuse, which is true though, that once I start watching it, then I'm going to be stuck. And I'm always afraid of that, which is why I don't start a lot of series. And knowing that I need to catch up with 9 years intimidates me. But if I'm going to support Meghan, that is part of it. I should at least start. At the very least, I should start. Make a plan, stick to it. And that is one of those things. So it's always something a little extra that everybody can do. Thank you, Lauren Brown. Oh, Benny Blair, I'm jealous. I haven't seen it yet. Bessie Knox says, Harry, 50s, 50 Cent, those. I don't care what you heard about me. You can't. Oh, is that 50 cents? You can't get $1 out of me because you're messing with. Okay, Bessie Knox. Are those some rap lyrics? What am I looking at here? Are those rap lyrics? You can't get a. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. All right. Let's see. Yes, the critics don't usually match the pundits, the critics, nor the reviews. I taste awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. Bully Mbarka Bowles makes himself look dreadful, and when you add in his mumbling, incoherent wife, that takes it to a whole new struggle. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go. Yeah, I want to watch Harry be cheered, though. I really do want to do that. I might even risk. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But I do want to see it. I ain't as strong as Anne, but no, I could. Anne said she didn't. I forgot. Well, anyway, I know what she meant though. But yeah, I can share it. I just don't. Try to monetize it. I'm still scared though. I don't want them to be mean to me. Let's see. It's been a rough weekend for the Rangers. I love that this publicity will help advertise for Invictus. Yeah. Yeah, I think Harry has some plans for Invictus. Um, I mean, to promote it. And I think it's going to work out very well. And I do believe that the games, and who's to say that they were not expecting this from the Derangers? So I suspect that there's going to be something that coincides with the game that is going to help to promote the documentary, because they timed it so close to the start of the Invictus games, right? So I do believe that there's going to be some way to bridge that to help promote both of those. Yeah, trust Harry. I always say that. Trust Harry. Can't believe it's still 1,200 people on here, but okay. Uh, Hi, Carla Johnson. Baron, you will be definitely stuck when you watch Suits. See, you're trying to scare me. Stop it, scary. You're trying to Carla me. I mean, stop it, Carla. You're trying to scare me. I want to see it, though. I do want to see it. I'm going to try to do something this week. But I know how I am. I'll be up all night because, like with the Heart of Invictus, I couldn't watch it until 2:30 in the morning, and I didn't go to bed till 9:30 in the no, I went what time I actually went on after I watched it, right? I actually went on live after I watched it. I mean, I really punished myself to get through it. I had literally put on a pot of coffee at 2:30 in the morning. I put a pot of coffee on, started watching it, paused it, went and poured myself a cup of coffee, watched about 2 episodes, and then poured another cup of coffee. So, okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And I want to go and see Harry being cheered. I'll be the last one to see it, I suppose. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you for your generous contributions. Always appreciated by Royal Sussex. And thank you for the humor, everyone. You guys were on fire tonight. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Lydia, am I keeping you up too late? Oh, tomorrow is a holiday, isn't it, here in the US? Although some people still do have to work, don't they? But yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Black Queen, and thanks for telling me about this. Where is it? About this. Otherwise, I'd have missed it. I'd have been crying like a rat eating onions when I got off of here and realized I was the last one to see it. Okay, so our last thought of the day, somebody said something earlier. I think that was good. And where are our queens? Where are our queens? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, well, we'll catch up to them tomorrow. Okay. I wonder if they could hear those cheers all the way over in Kensington Palace or Adelaide Cottage or wherever they're holed up these days. I wonder if they could hear that cheering all the way over there. Like, psst, do you hear that? That is the sound of your brother outdoing you again and again and again. That's what you're hearing. Yeah. Susie Q. Yes, I was trying to get off. They wouldn't let me. I was trying to get off, but they wouldn't let me. I told them I had to go about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still here. Don't even ask me what I've been talking about. I have no clue. It is all a blur to me. I'm telling you, I feel like I've been roofied. Yeah, they're hot. They are hot. Oh man. Sometimes I feel sorry for William. It's nothing that some counseling couldn't fix. You know what I mean? He's the one that need help. Yeah. I feel sorry for him because he's so delusional. It's so cruel to watch somebody who believes that they're so much greater than they're not. That's why I feel sorry for him. Is that he has what is that they call it in psychology? Um, grandeur, visions or ideals of grandeur, something like that. Something they say in psychology. Whatever it is, that's what he has. He's got champagne taste and beer bottle pockets. That's what it is. Yeah, space is a true spare. Hmm. So proud of Harry, though. I'm so proud of him. It's so, how do I put this? I think it's kind of weird to say that I kind of feel like I'm obliged to, um, I guess, help Harry carry on Diana's legacy. But I do kind of feel that way. I feel like Diana um, gave so much, not just to that institution, but to humanity. Because I remember the AIDS crisis, and I remember how afraid everybody was. And if if nothing else had ever happened, that is one difference that she made. But the truth is, Diana did a lot in terms of connecting with people, and I see that same thing with Harry. So um, it feels good to support him, and of course, Meghan, knowing how and why things are the way that they are, and the person that she is, the person that she is. It just is easy to support her because of who she is and how she has lived her life. Plus, I hate bullies, and I don't. Yeah, I hate bullies. So, oh, you're back. Well, if I stay on long enough, then I won't have to log out and log back in. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm fixing to go. I'm fixing to go. Yeah, I have been out of my pajamas for too long. I've been out of my pajamas. I'm just kidding. You know I'm in my pajamas. Yes, yes. I am gonna make sure the rest of this week that I promote that because for some reason we have been like well, I think that for a fundraiser, I think the squad has fallen a little short. So that's a good reminder. Thank you, Sonia Johnson. I'm going to put another thing in the community tab, um, and then we'll make sure that we promote that the rest of the week. And thank you, Lydia, for putting the link up there. But yeah, so that is something to keep track of because it will come and go pretty soon. Because what is it? Harry's birthday is the 15th. And so we only got about 2 weeks to make a difference. So not even 2 weeks. So we got to do our last push for the fundraiser. Okay, and I'm gonna pin that to the top of the messages again. There we go. So go ahead and click that link so you can make your contributions to the um, Global Sussex Community Worldwide Fundraiser, Center Ballet. All right. Okay. Well, good night, you guys. And I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So it's 12 days. Thank you for the math. Because I'd have been all night trying to figure that out. I'd have been all night trying to figure that out. So if today is the, but wait a minute, his birthday is the, yeah. And then is it midnight on his birthday or is it midnight the next day? Okay. So yeah, we got, all right. Oh, Mo Shannon. Mo Shannon, thanks for being here. Have you been here all this time? And I just didn't notice? Yeah, it's probably time for it's been 3 hours and 10 minutes. I'm fixing to go, squaddies. I'm fixing to go, unless y'all want to hear me sing or talk about Europe. So which is it? Sing or Europe? Sing or Europe? Oh, man. Oh, Trina Hodges, thank you so much for the super sticker. I could stay for a little while. I'm just kidding. I'm finna go. Look, I could stay for a little while. I got a few more minutes. Oh man, I'm just kidding. I'm having fun though, so but yeah, I'm gonna go. Good night, Sonia Johnson. Good night, Kelly Chavez. Good night, Legs. Good night, Faithu. Good night, Lady T. Good night, Lydia Washington. Good night, Judy Mustard. Good night, Dara Edgehill. Good night, Martine Denise. Good night, Trina Hodges. Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And most importantly, thank you all for trusting me to do this work. That means more than everything. Oh man. You know what I wouldn't do right now for some Melba's chicken and waffles? It's like I could taste it. You know what I mean? But who goes all the way to New York just for chicken and waffles? Again. I mean, I said I was going to see Harry and Meghan at the Intrepid, but the truth is, I really wanted those chicken and waffles. I mean, how could I put it? When I got to the Melba's, the taxi didn't even stop. The taxi was still rolling. I was dragging one foot on the ground. I had the door open and dragging one foot on the ground. I rolled out of that taxi like they was filming Starsky and Hutch, trying to get in there and get them chicken and waffles. So, and it was worth it too. It was worth it. It was worth tumbling out of a moving taxi to enjoy crunching into those delicious chicken wings. And the wings were huge. I mean, that chicken wing was so big, I would be afraid to meet the chicken that they ripped it off of. That would be one very large, angry chicken. But it was delicious. And did I tell you guys that there was a strawberry butter, a creamy whipped strawberry butter that you're supposed to slather all over those freshly made bespoke waffles. Okay? They were so good. And then I couldn't finish it. So I took, I think I had one or two wings. It was only three wings. So I think I took two of those gigantic wings and I took them back to the hotel and didn't even bother to heat them up. I had took it out and I was going to warm it up and I pinched a piece of the crust. The next thing you know, I just ate it. Plus, I had that delicious buttery coconut cake. I think it was a coconut pineapple cake. Every bite of that cake, it was just like a stick of butter went into every bite. Yeah, it was good. So it was worth it. It was worth it. I mean, I ran up in that place like somebody was after me, trying to get in there and get them chicken and waffles. And it was good. So if you're in New York, I say go to Melba's. Yo, thank you so much. Is it Pura Quazada? Thank you so much. Uh, bye. Good night. Yeah, I should go. I should go because I'm sitting up here making myself hungry. Huge, huge chicken wing. And it was so crunchy and delicious. And then you break it, and the steam is because they bring it right to you. The steam is rising out of it, tickling your nostrils, and oh, delicious. I can see why there's a line formed around the corner to get in that place. Really? Oh, yeah, I've been on. Yeah, it's been a while since we did 3 hours, hasn't it? I don't think so, especially if it's during the U.S. Open. When is the U.S. Open over? But I know she has a restaurant at the U.S. Open, so I don't suspect she's going to go. Although I tell you what, if she opens up a Melba's in Germany, ooh, ooh, ich bin ein chicken wings and waffles. Oh, some homemade brownies, huh? For medicinal purposes or a sweet tooth? uh, oh, yeah. Yeah, because I'm making myself hungry too. Oh, I bet. I bet. But I tell you what, there's nothing like one of those delicious sausages from Germany. Ooh. I mean, just to bite into it and the way the skin on the sausage just breaks in your mouth and all that juice just shoots out of it. Oh, so good. So, so good. I ate so many sausages when I was in Germany, I felt unpleasant. I literally belched my way out of Cologne. Oh, Janet Ambersley, thank you so much for the super sticker. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But yeah, I am kind of hungry. I didn't eat dinner, so and now I'm so hungry I don't even feel like eating. It's too late to eat. Plus, if I don't get something really good, I'm just going to be very disappointed. So I may as well wait till tomorrow, try to find something appropriate. What did I eat today? I had a breakfast sandwich and some chips, and I had, um oh yeah, I had a chicken salad that did not agree with me. I didn't even eat all of it. It was Chipotle, but it was too spicy and I couldn't enjoy it. So maybe that's why I'm hungry. That's what it is I'm hungry. I want some food. What's open? No wonder I'm sitting up here talking crazy. I'm hungry. Yeah, I better go get something to eat. Let me see. Oh, Trina, that's what I do every day. You know that. A lot of times, that's exactly what I have in mind because I know how to get under their skin, and that's exactly what I have in mind. Do you remember that time when, um, well, of course, you wouldn't remember it, but did I ever tell you about that time when I was in a back and forth with one of those Trump supporters, and I turned her into a pig? I turned her into a hog. She made me mad, right? And so the only thing I could think of, I took a profile picture and she had put this silly profile picture where she was pulling some kind of a face, and I turned her into a hog. Let me see if I could find it. Boy, I'm telling you, if this woman ever found out, if she ever found out, she'd be mad. But it was on social media, so it was in the public domain. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find her. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll show you. Uh-oh, wait a minute, where is it? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, she had like puckered up for some reason. So I took her profile picture and turned it into a hog, into a pig. I'm like, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter, huh? Take that." uh, yeah. So all I did was added the ears and the nose. I just kind of pasted a nose and some ears on her. But yeah, she got smart with me, so I turned her into a hog. I'm like, you got some nerves. How do they say it in the UK? You've got some cheek. You've got some cheek. Being a bit cheeky, are we? Yeah, being a bit cheeky. Eh, love? Eh, love, a bit cheeky, huh? Oi, a bit cheeky, love. So I turned her into a pig. Yeah, that'll learn her. That will learn her. Yeah, every so often I go back and I look at it again just for fun. Oh, and then of course I posted it in her timeline. Did I tell you that? I had the nerves to post it in her timeline. I've done the same thing with the former president. So Pierce Morgan is not the first hoghead. I think Trump was. He called Hillary Clinton such a nasty woman. So I'm like, such a nasty man. Back at you. So again, I added some ears and a nose, and it's amazing how easily certain people morph into farm animals. I don't know. It was someone that I had a falling out with on the Facebook during the 2016 election. Oh, you guys, um, if if I was actively going after the derangers, if I was going after them, um, it would get messy. If I was going after the derangers, it would really get messy. It's better that I just do the little superficial stuff that I do here than to actually go into their social media because I ain't nothing nice. There was I you know what's so funny is I still don't know if this is a woman or a man, but there was this one Trumper that had these long braids down each side, and I think I took their profile picture and I put it on a box of butter, and then I posted it on their timeline or in their chats or whatever. I told them, I said, you look like a fugitive from a butter commercial or something like that, and they got so upset with me. And of course I was like, what's wrong, Hiawatha? Why are you so upset? Are you Hiawatha or Sacagawea? Why are you so upset with me? Oh, they were so mad. They were so mad. I apologized to that person though because I felt really bad about that. Um, but yeah, I had I don't think I still have that though. I would show it to you, but I don't think I still have it. Um or do I? Let me see. Land O'Lakes. Uh yeah, I don't have it. I don't think I have it. But yeah. They had made me mad though, but I apologized to that person because that was I kind of hurt their feelings, and I don't like to hurt people's feelings. Um, so I did apologize to that person. Let me see. What if I look under butter? I might find it if I look under butter. Nope, I don't see it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have it. Well, let's not. You said Baron does not have. I do have principles. I have very subtle principles from time to time. uh, let me see here. Let me see. I get diabolical with my assaults until I get kicked out of the comments. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know how twisted my mind is. Who knows what I come up with next? Um, and then was when I see it, then I cannot unsee it. And next thing you know, um, I start cutting and pasting. Oh, I wonder what she thought when she saw that on her Facebook. I can only imagine what she thought. Oh, well. And of course, I had to go and, well, let me stop. Oh. uh, all right. Okay. So, y'all, it's been 3.5 hours. So, for sure, I'm going to go this time. Although I'm having fun. Key word is subtle. Absolutely, Lauren. It's the very subtle things. uh, it's always the subtle stuff. If it's too obvious, then it's just tacky. But if it's subtle, if it's vague and ambiguous, that's always the best recipe. Thus, allowing the viewer or listener to glean from it whatever he or she may. That's always the best way to do it. Oh boy. Okay, I'm finna go before I say too much. All right, good night, you guys. Love you. I'll see you all tomorrow.